Now there's a breaking news from the United States of America. Now they're about to release the names of the sponsors of the Boko Haram
to the world.
to the world. And the attention is some part of Nigeria, that is not. Where some names may be mentioned. Because Donald Trump is a fearless leader. He has said, I will expose the evil people all over the world. I will expose the drug dealers. I will expose sponsors of terrorists all across the world. Even yesterday, Donald Trump said that they are going to carry out precision military strikes all over terrorists in Africa.
Yes.
Now, there's fear in the north. Why are they afraid that they don't want to release the name of sponsors of?
They are the sponsors of Boko Haram insurgents. Sponsorship of Boko Haram insurgents might, at least bring in Obama regime to play. But actually, originally, in the reminiscence, it was the northern elites that started banditry, Boko Haram, headers terrorism, Lakarua and ISWAP. ISWAP was just invited the other day. The northern elites, they had hand in it. Now, the whole north are checking because what? Chetima has hand in the sponsor and the forces or mechanism that brought into Nigeria Boko Haram and banditry. We actually saw Chetima on the social media where he was romancing, embracing one of the bandits in the bush in an uncompleted building. This time around, the north is tensed up. Because why? Muslim ticket is playing out. The bitterness, the doom, the shortcomings, and what? Disadvantages of Muslim ticket. Your vice president is going to be indicted. That's why everybody is afraid. There's no matter how Asorok is going to play their wuru roles. The name of every Dikanali, every Garba, every Ibrahim, every Idris that have taken part on sponsorship of Boko Haram, America is going to print all of them out on social media for the United Nations to see them, for the EU actually to know who are sponsoring insurgency. Boko Haram that has killed over how many thousands of Nigerians over the years. I'm telling you that ICC is waiting for some persons from the extraction of the north.
Repentant Boko Haram, Sheikh Gumi, Lakurawa, and bandits. Even if their sponsors are exposed, what is it that Donald Trump might now do? Is it visa ban? Is it arrest? Or is it to carry out precision strikes on the terrorists? What do you think you will do?
The terrorists fortress, the terrorists axis, the terrorist hideouts to be struck this time around by American military or through American military operation in Africa. Even in Somalia, if it is in Burundi, anywhere in the world, they are going to strike the hideout of ISIS, the hideout of Al Qaeda, Boko Haram, and the rest of terrorism group. Their hideout in Nigeria. If Nigeria is in doubt, not if Nigeria is doubted, the sponsors of Boko Haram insurgency, bandits, the headers, and other terror group in Nigeria, their hideouts are in the north, southern Kaduna, northern Kaduna, Zamfara State, Katsina, everywhere in Borno State, along the lower axis of Lake Chad. They are all hideout of ISIS, Al Qaeda, and Boko Haram insurgents. So America should embark on their military operation against the hideout of terrorists across African continent. Somalia is not left out. You could see immediately the reminiscence, the comments of Trump administration struck Somalia was their utmost port of call, their utmost place of interest, and the Trump regime actually had struck Somalia already, because Somalia is a fortress of Al Qaeda, ISIS, and other terror group, Al Shabaab. So this time around, the North should prepare, because Donald Trump, Mr. Justice, has come. Sheikh Gumi, Mamu, El-Rufai, Mohammed Buhari, and the rest of them that actually brought in insurgency in Nigeria to destabilize Jonathan regime, they should right now be preparing. Donald Trump is coming.
Okay. These are still some allegations. We don't know until they bring out the list. But in Nigeria, the UAE gave Buhari names, 6 names of Boko Haram sponsors when Buhari was the president then, the UAE, United Arab Emirates. Buhari refused to reveal the names then. Now that US want to step in, what do you think that Tinubu will do differently from Buhari?
Buhari refused to name out the sponsors of Boko Haram, which was more than 300. They were not 6. He refused to bring them out because why? The sponsors of Boko Haram are from his kinsmen. They are all from his tribe. They are all from northern region. No Igbo man name was there. And if Igbo man name was there, we have come to see it play out. This time around that America is ready to unravel, to unearth every hidden names among the sponsors of Boko Haram terrorist organization in the north. So why are we just wasting our time? Why shouldn't we be saying the truth direct? What do you mean that Buhari refused to bring out the name? What are the motives and reasons behind his delay and inability to make it known to Nigerian people? It's because of himself personally involvement. He is involved. Yes, he's part of them. You don't tell me that somebody that threatened Jonathan during Jonathan's regime, yes, that he will make his regime ungovernable. And he actually succeeded on making good part of Jonathan's regime ungovernable. Have you forgotten in a haste the abduction, the kidnapping of Chibok girls? They used truck, they used trailer, ferry out over how many numbers of girls from their hostels into the bush. Don't you know that someone, an elite, important personalities, billionaires in the north, are the one funding Boko Haram during Jonathan regime? This time around, America has come under Donald Trump. Donald Trump is not gonna leave any stone unturned from at least letting the whole world to know who are behind terrorism in Nigeria.
Finally, our last question should be, do you think that President should be wary of the Nigerian people? We see now they want to bring Sharia law to Yoruba land, and what's happening currently now in Benue State. What do you think that President should do differently from Jonathan so as not to infiltrate his government with the so-called terrorists?
No. Tinubu is not the person that could do that. Why? Tinubu is a Muslim, is hiding many things. There are many heirs up his sleeve. Is not somebody that is outrightly, competent to unveil the truth. He's being over generous with telling the whole world what happened, what is happening, what went wrong in the past, how come about the sponsorship of Boko Haram insurgents. I think Tinubu is not in the position to be that candidate, to be that honest and truthful to the members of the world on who are sponsoring Boko Haram. Even though those names that are coming this time around, Tinubu will be in a very serious fix. Yeah, he will be crossed. Yes, he will be in a serious trauma and dilemma. Why? What if Chetima Kachima is among actually, or his name is out? Actually, we know what he did. We know what he was doing. We know how Boko Haram insurgents begin to operate from the axis of Yobe, the former Borno state, when he was the governor of Borno state. We know how Boko Haram, how many people that were killed and beheaded at that axis of Borno state when Kachima was governor. We know how Kabir Sokoto, the person that orchestrated the bombing of the Catholic Church in Mandala, I think, in Abuja, was apprehended on the compound of the so-called Nigerian vice president, Kachima Chetima, a terrorist minority. We saw the videos in the eastern part of Nigeria, then all the eastern region. So if you look at these things and then you ask yourself serious questions, is this country going forward? Is there a hope? Is there a future for Nigeria? Look at your elders. Yakubu Gowon became president at the end of 32 years. In Nigeria now, 30-year-old boy can only be shooting that experience. Can only be licking ref no. All those nonsense they are taking. Where have we gone to? So Yakubu IBB telling us MK won the election. It's like somebody telling me that my name is Riwa Olasukomi. That other name. So it's as simple as that. So let Nigerians, the youth, let them now wake up, tell themselves the truth, and don't forget, MK son said that Yoruba people killed his father. He said it. One of the sons that they betrayed his father. MK son said it, that if Yoruba would have, because
They were collecting appointment under the Abacha. That when they betrayed, he said it that forget the Fulanis. Yoruba betrayed my father. That's what Nkawula's son said. You can imagine. That means like Ibadan say, "Kò tó jẹ́ for the follower." That's simple as that. So when you look at other tribes that they are a problem, no, your problem as a Nigerian most are internal problem. Look at each of them in Kanu. How many Eastern governors have agreed to be president so they can release Nnamdi Kanu? That means Nnamdi Kanu is being held by his own people. The same way Nkawula was killed, according to one of his sons, by Yoruba people, that he was betrayed. It's as simple as that. Your son is in detention, you are collecting appointment from Abacha. What does that tell you? What that psyche of the average Nigerian politician? Nnamdi Kanu case is there. You are not what's happening. His own people are against him because he may be more popular than them. Nnamdi Kanu is popular than most of the Igbo governors. They know it. It's not to be president, a president to let us find a way to release our son. Let Nnamdi Kanu be free. No. They are busy romancing the president. They are welcoming the president to the hometown, giving the president Ishagu to wear. These are the problems why there seems to be no future for Nigeria. No, ask question.
Okay, now, I think at this point now, what do you think can be the way out of this quagmire? Yesterday, we saw Gowon telling the president that, telling Abibi that Abibi should not feel cute inside of him. What about those lives that were being cut short there? What will happen to them?
If the foundation be destroyed, what can the righteous do? Nigeria was never meant to be one. That is where the problem comes from. The reason why the country seems not there is no unity of purpose. The way I'm thinking from Abeokuta Ogun State, a Yoruba man, is not the way Muhammadu Bundi is thinking from Jigawa State. It's not the way Chimaoke Obina is thinking from Ebonyi State. So we have our different ways of thinking as Nigerians. We never want to be one. The British came, they joined the southern and northern potato. Okay, if you say that we are one Nigeria, who are we were there when we agreed to come together? Who are we? Number one. Number two, if we say that we are one, that's Nigerian, tell us what is our unifying factor. Every nation must have a common purpose and common goal. Does Nigeria have a common purpose and common goal? It's not the same. Our lifestyle, our religion, our thinking, our food. We don't have anything. We don't want anything that is common together as Nigerians. What do we have in common with the Fulani man, with an Igbo man? You know what I'm saying? Obviously, Yoruba and Igbos are closer to ideology because they are from the southern part of Nigeria. But look at the northern part of Nigeria. When a man, even though he's a poor man, his children must go to school. An Igbo man must go to school. The Igbo man, either the children learn work, the Igbo man, the children go and learn trade. Somebody look at the north, giving children play for Albajiri. You are not, if you like play to, you are not one now. You can't be. We have been saying this for how many years? We are not one because our thinking and ability does not match. The British came, when they came to Igbo land, these are the Republicans. They no head. They only have these elders in their place. They have plan. When they came with the indirect rule, it failed woefully. They came to the west in Yoruba land, then Oyo Empire, 50-50. Partial failure because Yoruba had a unified like Oba, but that Oba does not have absolute power. They have Oyo Mesi, who are like the Senate. Oba, we don't want to hear anymore. They open Calabash, Oba must kill himself. That's like an impeachment. They have Generalissimo, they have his own different out of their own sovereignty. The point is, we understand that under Muhammadu Buhari, the government was not willing to address it, perhaps because of his ethnic attraction with from the Fulani. But I think at this level, we need state security arrangement. We need to rejig our security architecture. I understand that in the southwestern part of the country, we already have Amateku, of course, the creation of state houses of assembly. I think it's the way to go. But the only thing is that they must build capacity to combat crime. I understand that they could not build such capacity under Muhammadu Buhari because to buy arms and ammunition
to combat crime, to buy AK-47, AK-49, you need an extra certificate that comes from the Office of the National Security Advisor. And that they could not get under Muhammadu Buhari. That's why I encourage a Tinubu government to do things differently. Because now that we have a president of the South, who of course share the pain of what is happening in the country and in the South, and the Middle Belt, should do things differently by empowering the Office of the National Security Advisor to actually give an extra certificate and permission to the Amateku or governments of the southern part of the country to procure arms for Amateku to let them be armed. And other states should be encouraged to have similar security arrangements. I understand that they used to have a embargo in the eastern part of the country, but it's not effective. Currently, I understand that in Anambra State they have Agone Chamber. The Agone Chamber seems to be acting above the law. Because I understand that recently, even though the governor is denying it, that they want to start enforcing people who do not wear bra and who those ones are not areas we should dive into. Yes. But the point I'm trying to make is let us have similar arrangement in the southeastern part of the country, in the southern part of the country, and not just having them, let them empower them to be armed to be able to combat crime.
Because this S-men, they have been on rampage. How can you be converting churches to mosques? How can you be killing fathers, killing mothers, killing children? Are the Fulani S-men or the Fulanis as the people, are they above the law? Are they above other ethnic nationalities in Nigeria?
They are not above, but I want to tell you that the Fulani man, the average Fulani man, do not respect constituted authority. The average Fulani man do not respect the law. The average Fulani man believe in survival of the fittest. The average Fulani man do not believe that he should have to submit to police. That is why they move. Of course, who else in Nigeria will move around freely with gun without fear of being arrested? On the time that sometime in the last dispensation, under the Shako as the governor of Taraba State, the military came to him to say, let us disarm people in your states. The Shako told them that for you to disarm innocent citizens, first of all, go to the forest, go to the bushes, and disarm bandits who are with AK-47, AK-49, as the case may be. Because you cannot disarm innocent citizens and leave them at the mercy of Boko Haram, at the mercy of bandits, killer henchmen. In the night, those who will come, drag them out of their houses, slaughter them, and that will happen. So the Fulani man do not respect constituted authority. That is why as a country, it doesn't matter the opinion of everybody, as a government, you must possess monopoly of coercive power. That is what makes the government ultimate to deal with threats, whether internal aggression or external aggression. And again, it often surprise me why we are failing in some areas, because we have all it takes to succeed as a people, as a government, because we have the DSS that is saddled with responsibility of intelligence gathering. We have the police that normally rely on such intelligence to deal with the emerging threats. But with all this and all the money being deployed, you will be surprised that even the bandits and terrorists are having a field day even ahead of the security agencies.
Abacha said, Lesani Abacha, he said that if it's agency last more than 24 hours, that means the government may have a hand in that. Do you still think that that logic worked up until this day?
I think there are so many evidence to allude to that fact with what are currently. Jonathan as the president was very clear that there are some sympathizers of terrorists in his government. And even Jonathan as the president had a situation where the former governor of Adamawa, yes, Murtala Nyako, is either Adamawa or Taraba. No, not Taraba. It should be Adamawa. Murtala Nyako led his colleagues from the north to the United States of America, held a press conference, addressed the world, told them that the Jonathan government was exterminating northern youths. Simply because Nigerian military under Jonathan through General Ehejirika as the then Chief of Army Staff was decimating Boko Haram. So if you see that level of politics, if you see that level of compromise for a governor to allege that the government, federal government was exterminating their people because they were fighting Boko Haram, it goes to show you the level of the type of society we are.
Now the final question is that do you see a future for Nigeria, or let me say, what is the way forward if people may be seen to be above the government of the general government should have estimate power, but you see Fulani S-men who didn't give us and everything. do you think that there's a future for this corrupt nation?
All the leaders are ready to do the right thing, of course there will be future. Talking about somebody being above the law, I think currently we are seeing a novel situation. It is new because for the first time in the history of this national democracy, we are seeing federal government questioning allegation of banditry against Bodejo. I'm talking about the military chairman. Of course, for the first time, he's been arrested and the government is asking him that you are involved in banditry. And as we speak, federal government has since secured a court order to keep him for 2 months, about 60 days, to enable them conclude investigation. So the point I'm trying to make is